Hello and welcome into LMU Community TV News. I'm Ashley Hurley. Thank you for joining us. Last Friday, the snowstorm that barreled down on the East Coast, including right here in East Tennessee, was officially given a name, Snowzilla. Crews with the Tennessee Department of Transportation and the Claiborne County Road Department began preparing for the winter weather last Tuesday, bringing the salt trucks and brine trucks out of the garages and putting them to use. By Wednesday afternoon, Tennessee declared a Level 3 state of emergency as the weather system continued pouring snow across East Tennessee, deteriorating driving conditions. The American Red Cross began organizing shelters throughout the region for stranded motorists and those who were experiencing power outages. Round 2 of the storm moved into the area on Friday and then moved up the East Coast. Snowzilla crippled many cities and left 31 people dead after the hurricane-force blizzard moved through. The storm left as much as 3 feet of snow in some areas, stranding tens of thousands of travelers. Though the storm has passed, travel warnings remain in effect in parts of New York and across Washington, D.C. 4 people died while shoveling snow in Queens, Delaware, and Staten Island, and 2 of hypothermia in Virginia. Most of the weather-related deaths resulted from car crashes. About 3,500 flights were canceled on Sunday, with more than 800 canceled for today. The financial cost of the storm remains to be calculated, but it is estimated to be in the billions. After adding up damage to homes, vehicles, businesses, and more, a global insurance firm states that it has the potential to be one of the costlier winter storm events in recent history. The blizzard of 1996, which was similar in size and scope to this storm, had a $4.6 billion economic cost. Snowzilla not only crippled the East Coast, but it closed the main campus and several extended campus sites for Lincoln Memorial University. Although the campuses were closed, maintenance crews worked hours on end to clear up roads on campus and make sure parking lots were made accessible. The main campus was closed last Wednesday through Friday, while extended sites like the Duncan School of Law and the Cedar Bluff site opened on regular schedule Friday. As the main campus closed, that didn't necessarily mean that students were closed up and couldn't get out and about. Activities were set up through clubs, and many even turned to outside activities to keep them busy. Sledding, snowmen, and even snowball fights kept students occupied until it was time to take a break and grab a bite to eat. LMU dining services worked hard every day to make sure that students had hot meals and somewhere warm to eat. LMU Community TV met with head chef of LMU Dining Services, Adam Gould, who explained to us the importance of the cafeteria while campus was closed.
Obviously it was difficult, with the snow, the outlying areas, we had people living all over the place, as you know, the area, so it was kind of hit or miss. We get some people in, the roads would be cleared, then the ice would go back, so we had a pretty standard crew. A lot of people have 4-wheel drive, so it was difficult, but we had enough people in from time to time. The way the campus was, and they're trying to get the roads cleared, but the way it was, we had a food truck actually stuck out in the parking lot in the main road. We had to dig it out and have a tractor come move some snow and stuff, but we managed to get it in and out okay. Well, we had to modify our times a little bit. We opened brunch a regular time, 10:30 to 1, but then we had to drop dinner back 1 hour just to make sure everyone got out before it got dark and be able to get home. Other than that, it was pretty, we got everything about right. We got all the stations were open, everything was pretty normal as much as we expected. Actually, it started out pretty good. We were doing the 300s for brunch and the 2s, and then it started to drop off so people could get off campus. But we ended up doing about 250 for brunch, and the 150s, 160s for dinner. So it was pretty heavy. If the brunches were considered lunches, we were about 120, maybe 150 off, but we lost the high school and maybe a few other people. But dinners, we were about 150 off again, so 150, 200 people. People leaving campus. And of course, we lost faculty, and then the J. Frank White as well. Grounds were working as hard as they could, but they had to get the main entrances open so they could get emergency vehicles in. So, and then by the time they got to it, cars had driven over it and it got icy, so it made it a little more difficult, but they managed to get through it okay. The numbers was okay today. The J. Frank White wasn't in again today, but our numbers were about right where they should be. We still have some employees that can't make it in, that live in the outer areas. But everything's getting back to normal, I think, without a problem. I'm just glad we were able to serve everybody. Everyone seemed happy, and there was a lot of patience from the students, and we're very, very happy for that. And we're just glad we were able to come in and give everyone a good meal and hopefully do the best we could for everybody.
Many students were very appreciative of the cafeteria offering meals because several of them were not able to get their cars out of parking lots to get to the store or even a restaurant. In the instance of another winter storm system moving through, we will keep up with the cafeteria and let students know when their hours will be if campus happens to close, and we will post those updates to our Facebook page, LMU-TV. Well, the Knoxville Opera abbreviated performance of Humperdinck's Hansel and Gretel, scheduled for last Friday, January 22nd, is postponed and is tentatively rescheduled for Tuesday, February 2nd, with a 1 o'clock showing and a 4 o'clock showing set to take place. The performances will be held in the Sam and Sue Marsh Performing Arts Center inside Duke Hall. The program includes a 35-minute staged and costumed performance in English with the beloved story of two children whose goodness triumph over the evil witch. The performance will be followed by a question and answer session, and the audience is invited on stage to take photos with performers at the close of the event. The high energy and entertaining presentation is part of the Knoxville Opera's extensive community outreach initiative aimed at introducing opera to new audiences. The program is free and open to the public. LMU Chairman OV Pete DeBusk and his wife Cindy have sponsored the event. Several school groups will be in attendance for the 1 o'clock showing, so seating during that show could be limited. Claiborne County is still experiencing the aftermath of Snowzilla as many secondary roads remain impassable, leaving many residents inside their homes. This has caused Claiborne County schools to be closed, along with surrounding school systems that include Bell and Lee counties. According to Claiborne County Emergency Management Homeland Security Director David Breeding, as the weather systems moved into the area, emergency personnel and road crews worked hard to keep the community safe. Beginning on Wednesday through Saturday morning, travel advisories remained in effect throughout Claiborne County. Officers asked drivers of accidents to exchange information if no injuries occurred in the accident, as they responded to accidents with injuries and vehicles that slid off roadways or blocked lanes of traffic. By Saturday, the accidents tapered off, and according to Breeding, there have been no storm-related deaths reported in Claiborne County. The Claiborne County Road Department had personnel and vehicles out between 12 to 14 hours a day to work on roads in Claiborne County. The department is following their snow protocol plan, and it is reported that all tar and chipped roads have been scraped and salted, and now the department is moving on to gravel roads. The department received about 43 phone calls, which is significantly lowered compared to the hundreds that they received during the February 2000 storm. Director Breeding wants to stress to residents that when a travel warning is placed by the Office of Emergency Management Homeland Security, that drivers need to be aware that driving conditions are dangerous, and if you absolutely have to travel during winter weather, be sure to keep your gas tank full and try to never travel alone, and be sure to let someone know your travel plans. You never want to be caught unprepared driving around during a winter storm, and AAA suggests putting together a winter weather kit to have inside your car, and some of those items may include drinking water, first aid kits, non-perishable snacks, blankets, and possibly an extra set of warm clothing. Make sure you have a flashlight with extra batteries, a snow shovel, an ice scraper, jumper cables, and your basic tool kit. Don't forget to check on your neighbors and the elderly to make sure that they are safe, warm, and have food and water. Now, winter weather is also a threat for pets. When the temperatures drop to near or below freezing, it is best to bring them indoors. If you have an outdoor pet that cannot be brought indoors, be sure they have warm bedding and fresh water that is not frozen. You can keep up with the latest forecast information from the National Weather Service in Morristown by following them on Facebook or by keeping up with them on our Facebook page as we share their updates and the latest information. Claiborne Medical Center was on their regularly scheduled operations during Snowzilla, and according to Betsy Maples, Director of Community Relations for the Medical Center, the emergency room saw the same number of patients as normal operations, with the exception of a few snow-related injuries, such as falls. Like many other areas, the majority of the snow-related injuries came from vehicle accidents. When it came to getting the medical center staff to and from work, Maple stated that snow protocols go into place and the employees make arrangements to get to work. She stated that many employees actually stayed at the hospital 1 or 2 nights to make sure they were there to cover their shifts, while others relied on family or friends to get them there on time. On LMU Community TV News this weekend, we will be talking with Director of Campus Safety Operations, Cesar Gracia, on the campus emergency protocols during winter weather, so be sure you join us this weekend. And coming up after the break, a Claiborne County man remains on the run and authorities are asking for the public's help in locating him. To find out more, keep it right here on LMU Community TV News.
I come from a big family. I'm the oldest of 6. To me, being the first person to go to college, it's like setting a standard, you know? My little brother is 8 years old now. I challenge his curiosity. I challenge him to dream. I have to paint a picture for him that he can look up to and live up to and possibly be better than. My name is Jaquez, and I am your dividend.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Dare you. I dare you to change the world. Yeah, you. Getting that college education.
I dare you to be somebody important.
Like be a teacher. Or a reality TV star.
Dare you to stand up here.
To call the shots.
To be a role model.
An inspiration. An innovator.
To be a teacher.
Think you can change my life?
Make me excited about science like you.
Have a career that really means something?
Do it.
I dare you.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck.
So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation is continuing to ask for the public's help in locating a man that was added to the top 10 Tennessee's most wanted list as a suspected child rapist. Rick James Brock of New Tazewell is wanted on 4 counts of rape of a child and 4 counts of aggravated assault with a firearm. 51-year-old Brock has brown hair and brown eyes. He is 5'10" and weighs around 206 pounds. He has a tattoo of a lion on his right arm. The Claiborne County man has a violent criminal history and should be considered armed and dangerous. Anyone with any information on Rick Brock is urged to call the TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. That is actually 800-824-3463. There is a $1,000 reward that is being offered for any information that will lead to his arrest. Pink Out for Black, Year 8 at Claiborne High School is coming up this Thursday. The annual event is scheduled for Thursday, January 28th, and will be the 8th annual Pink Out Cancer Awareness Ball Game. Shirts are already on sale at CHS. It's My Party and Sun Loan. Tickets are also being sold for a gorgeous commemorative Pink Out quilt, so be sure to buy your shirts for $10 and also your chance to win the quilt for $1 each. Claiborne High hopes to see you there at this year's game. Well, with the new year, that of course means that we have new pets from the Claiborne Animal Shelter to show off and hopefully find their forever homes and families. Last fall, LMU Community TV and the Claiborne Animal Shelter joined forces to bring you the Pet of the Week segment. These furry faces are available for adoption at the Claiborne Animal Shelter, so let's introduce you to this week's Pet of the Week, followed by your Sports with Adam Haley and Entertainment with Joseph Lewis. Hey everyone! We are here today with Liza, who has brought in with her Dixie, and we are going to try our best to get through this one. She is 3 months old, so tell us a little bit about her.
Well, Dixie is, we think,
we see shepherd in her. We think she might have been mixed with a basset hound because if you look at those stout little legs, they're not really quite as tall as we would think they'd be with a shepherd mix. So she's 3 months old. She was an owner surrender because they had a baby and they were worried about her with the baby. We would just say from that she probably wouldn't be suitable for a family with young children.
Okay.
And other than that, she would obviously have to go to somebody that's got a lot of energy.
Okay, of course.
To spend with her. And here, you can take her if you want.
Okay, come here, baby. If you will sit with me.
She's like, I don't sit.
Yeah.
I'm a puppy. Puppies don't sit.
No.
So she's cute as a bug.
Cute as a
She's
bug.
very sweet and she's good natured. She's very energetic.
Okay.
And I would say that even with these short little legs, she would be a good companion for somebody with an active lifestyle.
Yes.
Jogging, going for long walks. Right? Right? And you know, that's basically it on her. We don't a lot of times don't have puppies available for adoption because we send them up north. But I'm not sure why this little child didn't go. Maybe because she's a wild child.
Well, and she's probably meant for somebody here.
Exactly. Right, Dixie?
Meant for somebody here.
Right, Dixie?
So,
so
tell everyone if they want to meet Miss Dixie and make her part of their family, what should they do?
They can go online to claiborneanimalshelter.com. We have an online application. Or they can come in and meet her. I would really recommend coming in to meet her if they're close enough to do so.
Yeah.
Bring the family, bring any other dogs they might have. Understand that we will do a thorough background check as far as veterinary references go to make sure that other pets have had proper veterinary care.
Okay.
And also, we do not adopt animals out to homes where the other pets aren't fixed.
Right.
Unless there's a medical reason for it. So, but if somebody wants to make this little child their own, and they've got, to be able to spend time with her and everything, I think she'll make a really wonderful pet, and it'd be kind of interesting to see what she looks like when she's grown up.
Yeah.
Because right now she looks kind of silly.
You do. See? Say, I'm just so cute. And I want to go home with somebody.
Yes.
Yes.
Say it. Say it.
Say, I want to go home.
Take me home today.
All right. To me. So, go online or go out to the Claiborne Animal Shelter and meet little Dixie.
Yeah.
And see if you want to make her part of your family and take on the hyperness. So, go check her out.
Okay, Dixie, what are you going to do? I thought she would leave the room.
I know.
Oh, kind of tall for somebody of your height, isn't it? There you go.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
College. It can seem a million miles away. But what if you could get help with your tuition expenses? Get help filling out all those applications and finding a major that fits. All of a sudden, the impossible becomes possible. Visit collegefortn.org today. College. You can get there from here.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Welcome back. The LMU men's and women's basketball teams did not let Mother Nature derail their schedule too much after their sweep of Tusculum last Thursday. They quickly got on a bus that same night and made the long trip to Hartsville, South Carolina for a Saturday doubleheader with Coker College. The LMU women were looking to pay back the Cobras after Coker stole a victory in the Tex Turner Arena earlier in the year. The two teams came out as cold as they could, as it took over 3 minutes before either team could find the basket. Coker would eventually take the lead and keep the lead through most of the first half, as they would lead at the break 28-23. Jasmine Kelly finally got LMU in front after a pair of free throws with 4 minutes to go in the third, and from there, neither team would get a lead bigger than 5 in regulation. Kiara Souls hit a jumper for the Cobras with 9 seconds left to send the game to overtime. In the overtime, Coker used a quick 4-0 run to take the lead before LMU came back to tie it up. Josie Harding put the Lady Rail Splitters up 3 before Scholes hit a 3 with 18 seconds to send the game into double overtime. In the double OT, Courtney Cox proved to be too much in the last minute, scoring 6 for 10 points with under a minute to go to push LMU to the 77-70 victory. Brittany Guy led LMU with 16 points, and on Monday morning, she was selected as the AstroTurf Conference Player of the Week. The win puts LMU at 11-6 overall and 8-4 in conference play. The 12th-ranked LMU men were looking to stay undefeated and continue to grow their conference lead after Queens lost during the week. The Rail Splitters came out with a purpose as they opened the game on a 32-9 run and never looked back. LMU led at halftime 56-22. The Rail Splitters kept pouring it on in the second half, leading by as many as 52 at one point, and LMU went on to win 106-57. To put that in perspective, it took the Rail Splitters 20 minutes and 16 seconds of game time to score as many points as Coker did in the game. Jarrell Simmons led LMU with 21 points, while Jalen Steele added 15 in the win. LMU is now 16-2 overall and 12-0 in conference. The two teams are in good shape compared to the rest of the conference after this past weekend. LMU and Coker were the only two teams in the conference to not have a game postponed. It did take an extra day for the teams to arrive back on campus, but they'll keep a normal schedule while most of the conference teams will be fitting in games on Mondays from now until the middle of February. The LMU men and women will be back on the road Wednesday when they'll travel to nearby Jefferson City, Tennessee to face Carson Newman. The women will tip off at 6 p.m. with the men's game to follow at 8 p.m. LMU Sports Network coverage will start at 5:40 p.m. on 91.3 FM WLMU. The NFL playoffs continue this past weekend with the conference championships. In the AFC Championship, the Denver Broncos defeated the New England Patriots 20-18. The Patriots scored a touchdown with 17 seconds left after Tom Brady found Rob Gronkowski in the back of the end zone, but Brady's pass on the two-point conversion was intercepted, and Denver recovered the onside kick to win their 8th conference championship in team history. It will also be Denver quarterback Peyton Manning's 4th trip to the Super Bowl. In the NFC, the Carolina Panthers' dream season continued as they destroyed the Arizona Cardinals 49-15. Panthers quarterback Cam Newton was 19 of 28 passing for 335 yards and 2 touchdowns passing. He added 2 more touchdowns on the ground to lead the Panthers to their 2nd Super Bowl appearance in team history. The Broncos and the Panthers will meet up in Super Bowl 50 on February 7th in Santa Clara, California. Now that's all for sports, but stay tuned after the break as Joseph Lewis will let us know what movie took the top spot this past weekend when he brings you the box office report when we return here on LMU Community TV News.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Hello, I'm Joseph Lewis, bringing you all the latest information in the world of movies. Tops at the box office this weekend were led by The Revenant, still gaining steam in the wake of multiple Oscar nominations, including Best Picture, Director, Actor, and Supporting Actor, adding $16 million onto its now $119 million domestic gross. Directed by Birdman filmmaker Alejandro González Iñárritu and fueled by the immense talents of Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hardy, this acclaimed part revenge thriller, part spiritual drama has become an all-point success with critics and audiences alike, racking up nearly double its sizable $135 million budget worldwide. Following at number 2 and seemingly heading back up the charts was veritable movie of the moment Star Wars The Force Awakens, adding $14 million onto its astonishing $879 million domestic gross. Over the past few weeks, The Force Awakens overtook Avatar's $760 million gross to become the United States' highest-grossing film ever, and even when the numbers are adjusted for inflation, The Force Awakens still lands in the all-time top 20. Worldwide, the film has totaled more than $1.9 billion, now placing within the all-time top 3 behind James Cameron's 1-2 punch of Avatar and Titanic. With several weeks left to go in its theatrical run, The Force Awakens can be expected to top Titanic's $2.1 billion, though Avatar's $2.7 billion gross may exceed even the extensive grasp of Star Wars. For more information on the film's continuing box office success, be sure to visit www.boxofficemojo.com. And rounding out the top 3 was last week's winner, Ride Along 2, the Ice Cube and Kevin Hart starring buddy comedy, adding $13 million onto its now $59 million domestic gross, despite critics and audiences finding themselves divided over the quality of the film itself. The weekend's trio of new releases all failed to enter the top 3, the most successful being the Zac Efron and Robert De Niro starring comedy Dirty Grandpa, opening at number 4 to the tune of $11 million. Following closely behind at number 5, also with $11 million, was the supernatural horror film The Boy, and at number 6 was the Chloe Grace Moretz starring young adult sci-fi action adventure The Fifth Wave, starting its run with $10 million. Meanwhile, Michael Bay's action thriller 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi is already falling on the charts, adding $8 million onto its now $33 million gross. Although the film has done adequate business so far, it has yet to open in any foreign markets and still has a ways to go toward recouping its $50 million budget. Other titles, including Daddy's Home, The Big Short, and Sisters, are all on the downswing financially, while Splash Animation's Norm of the North barely made a dent in the box office, having totaled only a low $14 million. Though it's been a relatively quiet month in Hollywood, expect audiences to turn out in droves for Kung Fu Panda 3 this coming weekend, followed next month by the Coen Brothers all-star comedy Hail Caesar and the hotly anticipated R-rated superhero film Deadpool. That's all for today in the world of movies. I'm Joseph Lewis.
And that is going to do it for us for this week's LMU Community TV News.
I'm Adam Haley. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you on Thursday.
For everyone here at LMU Community TV News, I'm Ashley Hurley. Have a great week.